Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And y'all know who this is. 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 If you don't know who this is, I'm going to tell you in a minute who it is. It is the big mouth bald head dude from Baltimore City. It's the big mouth bald head black dude. I forgot that one. From Baltimore City. It's some things that I want to throw on here, y'all, real quick. I'm trying to wait for my I'm on my restream as well. So I'm trying to wait to get signals that all of my platforms are connecting. So that's what I normally have to do sometimes. That's why if you see me sit here, I'm just waiting for like the flash to come to say that I'm live on like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, two of my Facebook pages, my public Facebook pages. And sometimes what I'll do in the process of just making sure, I'll go and check. Like I'm on uh, Twitch now to make sure that I'm live on Twitch. There I go. I'm live on Twitch. Okay. And I haven't seen my YouTube one flash through yet, but I am live on Twitch. Then I'll go over to, just to check, I'll go over to X, which was Twitter. Sometimes when I say Twitch, Twitter, they come out the same. But I know my videos are normally long, so I'm on X. So I'm live streaming the X. That is my network broadcast right there. So I'll live stream the X, Twitter. I'm trying to embed it into my LinkedIn account as well, where I can come on and I have 8 platforms where I will be live streaming to 8 platforms. Alrighty. Now, for a lot of y'all that don't know what I do not come on TikTok. If I make money on TikTok, that's fine. But I'm not on here to that's not me. I come on here to promote and advertise my work and my business in Baltimore City. That's what I do. And in the process of, promoting or coming on to TikTok, my LinkedIn, my Facebook page and all of that, because people see me in Baltimore City. The goal is promoting the things that we're doing to better our city. So all this bull junk, I can tell you point blank that somebody like Trump might be trying to talk about Baltimore City. Do not get it wrong. I'm gonna read some names off to y'all of some businesses and nonprofits in Baltimore City that's doing some great work in Baltimore City. You might have a small amount that tends to be destructive and stuff like that. So it will make the whole city look bad. It will. You know how they say that one bad apple, and basically that's what you have. But then you have people like myself who tends to work with those. But you have to want to come out of that destructive lifestyle. A lot of them, we can talk about them, we can down them, but if you don't come in with ways and means for them to turn their lives around, they're not going to change. Then if you come, you have to encourage them. So when I come into the inner city, I don't come in with a suit and a tie on. I come in basically like this. When I come in my mind, because I am a recovering addict. So when I come in my mind, I come in as OG because I used to live that life. So I come in as Pop. I come in as Unc. I come in as that older guy who living a better way of life, who don't live like that no more, that can help those that wants to come out and turn their lives around. So a lot of y'all that like to run off at your mouth, that likes to down them, our own people, that is not where Steve Copeland come from. Like y'all want to say those or them, because our inner city people, and I'm talking about our poor people. I'm talking about whenever you hear me come on, I'm talking about our poor people. I'm talking about our homeless and less fortunate people. People who needs help in turning their lives around. So a lot of y'all that have your life in order, right? Because and some of y'all lived a certain way like that. And now that you have prospered in life, you look back down on them. I don't do them like that. My children did not grow up in the inner city. My children went to college. Their father didn't. I'm talking about me. I came out in the 10th grade. So I have a 9th grade education. But that don't mean I'm done by far. Don't screw it up. Because you're going to turn around and hurt your own self, your feelings. Messing with me, you're going to hurt your feelings. Because you're going to try to come to me and share your ideas and your opinion of what you think. And then I'm going to come back with my own personal experience. You can be like, damn. So you lived like that? And you made it out of it? Yes. And that's why I go back to help out people. But let me read this off before I go too far, because I see I have 7 minutes on here, right? But I want to share this with y'all. The LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope is my temporary housing program. It's a transitional program. And what I do, I house people temporarily. And what we do, they have to, when they call me, they have to sign up for the mental health program. Now that's not to say everybody dealing with mental health issues. It's just the goal of changing your old ways of thinking, and behaviors and stuff. So what I do, I refer my clients to the professionals, like your PRP, your therapist, your psychiatrist, your psychotherapist, anybody that I feel as though on a professional note that can help you. Wait a minute, Tashawn, that can help you as far as moving your life forward. That's our goal. And I am going to share this right now because my baby just sent it over to me. Thank you, Tashawn. And I gotta write this on my paper, Tashawn. I gotta write it on here. So when I do announce it, I have to write this. Because of the housing program, y'all, and I want to share this real quick because Tashawn just posted on my my live stream. We started, matter of fact, she started. Let me just say that because she's doing it now. So any returning citizens, ex-offenders, felons, and stuff like that, right? What Tashawn is doing, she's getting contracts, right? She's getting cleaning contracts. This is what she's working on. So as we house them, we can job them as well. So the name of her mixed with the housing portion of this is the Odell Q Sullivan Second Chance Recruiter Program. Okay? And basically is she has JEJ moving and cleaning. Matter of fact, when I get that truck fixed, to Sean, I gotta put that on that truck. I gotta put it on that truck. And I am going to work on. We got a 16-foot box truck. Thank you to Sean. We got a 16-foot box truck, and that's going to be the hey girl. We got a 16-foot box truck. I just thought about that to Sean. And my goal is to get a 28-foot box truck to Sean. This thing gonna blow up. I'm telling y'all. So what Tashawn did the same way I did, right, with the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. I named my housing program after my sister. Tashawn named her program. It's more like carrying on their legacy. Tashawn named her recruiter program after her ex-husband who passed away, right? And that's Odell Q Sullivan. Odell Q Sullivan Second Chance Recruiter Program. And then she put Jay East. I gotta find out more about that, right? Cause she just throwing stuff up here at me while I'm trying to talk to y'all. I did my second meeting with JEJ, moving and cleaning. All my staff has to do is contact me. I told her, get it, girl. But now, everything you saying to Sean, that just hit me with the box truck. I gotta get that box truck out, up and running. And the goal is, if I can get a couple of more trucks, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Because what you doing right here is what they're going to need. And as time go on, we will be reaching out like to the courts and stuff like that because of having the housing program. A lot of ex-offenders. Matter of fact, Marlo worked with the ex-offenders, so some kind of way we'll hook up with him, just to be able to put them to work and everything. So all of that's lined up, baby girl. It's lined up. It's lined up. It's just doing it. Real simple. It's just doing it. But let me share this with y'all. She just told me she got 2 contracts that furniture store out Middle River. Good. Good. Cause that Waldorf you went to the other day, I don't know how the heck you got out there. I don't know how you got out there. Now, once you get the trucks or we get the vans, I can see you doing like Waldorf, Oxon Hill, stuff like that, Temple, Maryland. Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Waldorf? That's good. Is that she working her butt off? She working her butt off. Wait a minute, let me say this too right here to Sean, and I'll get back to that. Now, this is what I want to do. And I need y'all to please let anybody know that's looking for housing, temporary to permanent. And I'm talking about this in Baltimore City too. Please, anybody, y'all know they can reach me. That's not a problem. Because if they reach me, I'm going to direct them to these 2 numbers right here. So this is what I'm saying. Anybody, even if y'all hear somebody in DC that need housing or that want to leave out of DC for right now and come to Baltimore City, we will house them. Okay? Now, Imperial Home Living, and his name is Kevin Snowden, right? He's partnering with me. He does temporary housing. Well, he does rent rooms, right? Now, his stuff is not. Now I'm telling you, he charged $650 per bed. But now, on a personal note, because of some of the areas that these people have housing in, they can be a little expensive for some people. But some people can't afford it because no matter what, you want to be somewhere in a decent place. So his stuff, just like Coco's, can run you up to at least about $850. Now keep in mind, it all depends on your area. So this is Kevin Snowden number. It's 2 of them. Write them down, please. Or you can have whomever you talk to reach out to me. Right? This is Kevin's phone number. 443-527-2326. And this is another number. 410-952-0627. These are people with rental property. Now, they do lease agreements. I don't do that. They do. So anybody that you know that have funding, but you know they can't afford that regular rent right now, have them call Kevin Snowden. The other one is Hope Realtor. This is Coco. Coco got about 1 million places. Let me stop. She got a lot though. She got a lot, right? She got a lot. Coco has a lot of beautiful homes, right? Her number is 240, right? 380-5834. Coco has just, we just joined together. Now, y'all know that at 9:08, I have clients at 9:08. So the goal is to either gain control back over that building because I sent Deborah a message, or I'm working on getting them out of that building. Okay? Now, because I'm going to tell you, they are basically homeless people trying to reestablish their life. Now, from my experience, excuse me, y'all, you never take homeless people and kick them out to be homeless again. You never do it. And that's what Trump is doing over in D.C. They already on the streets. You're going to evict them. They on the streets. You're going to evict them from being homeless to being homeless. And a lot of y'all agree with that mess. Now, I was looking at how it was an area in D.C. Horrible. And I'm talking about trash and all that type of stuff, right? Horrible. But let me share this with you too. Normally when you have a homeless encampment, the city normally put a dumpster or something there. They normally put dumpsters and stuff there so that they can clean it up themselves. So I was looking at that where they had about 18 people out there, I think, and they was cleaning up that area. But now, that's because nobody follows up on them. Anytime you have homeless people out like that, do y'all realize they have workers for the homeless population? Tell that to Donald Trump for me, please. Because they have workers for homeless people. The workers will come out. They will get their names and numbers, and they will, get their information. Some of them might need, say, IDs and stuff like that. They will work on their cases. But what happens to a lot of them, the workers don't follow back up. So once again, they get lost in the system. So tell Trump for me, somebody that knows him that well, because I don't know him that well, and I do not care to know him. Okay? Okay, for some of y'all Trump lovers. Okay? For some of y'all Trump lovers, not Steve Copeland. Okay? Let's make that straight. Not me. Trumpsters. I wish I had something up here to eat right now just to show y'all how some of y'all be doing. Not me. I'm not selling my soul. Okay? When it comes to the people, Baltimore City, when it comes to the people, we do our job. And I'm quite sure DC do their job. But now understand, this is a lifelong process. And I sent that message over when I sent some videos out. You will never stop crime. You will never stop homelessness. But the goal is to gain control over those things. Because no matter how you clean stuff up, people are going to fall on hard times. And my thing is, what's up, family? What's up, Brian? My thing is, and I don't want to talk bad to y'all, but this same guy that y'all ain't paying attention to, talking about reducing a lot of the programs, cutting a lot of the programs out. When you talk about cutting education out, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Because a lot of y'all don't know. When you talk about cutting education out for our young men, it's basically our black young men. Do y'all know that's the pipeline to prison? It starts out young. If you don't teach our men right, they tend to be, as they move forward in life. Not all, please, not all. But most of them that don't have nothing positive to do will become destructive. I asked Brandon Scott 2 years ago at our budget meeting, March the 11th, 2023, when he came in to talk about the budget for 2024. It was 4.2 billion. That was his budget for 2024. This is 2025 now. Now, I asked him, I said, Brandon, how many recreation centers do we have around Baltimore City now? He said 48. I said, what? Because some years ago it was like 60 something. So that's down at least about 20. Where do y'all think our kids going to go at to enjoy themselves? To release that stress. So now can y'all wonder why when you have 10 and 11-year-olds stealing cars now? When I heard that stuff, I was over the prison. When I heard our 10 and 11-year-old kids were stealing cars, I said, where's the hell is my belt? Where's my goddamn belt? Because I wanted to whoop some asses. I'm putting it like that, okay? And come for me. Damn it. I'd rather tear them up with a belt, pew, 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 than for y'all police to shoot them down. Because that's what y'all trained to do. You ain't trained no more to teach them and show them how to be more productive. Y'all are taught now to take them the freak down. Police officer. Now, in my process of sharing this in Baltimore City, let me show y'all something what I do as a community activist, as a community organizer, as a community outreach coordinator. I got a lot of community things under my belt. But just keep in mind, I'm just one human being that loves his city. They just titles, y'all. Okay? They was just titles. But just keep in mind, I was born and raised in Baltimore City. I was a part of the chaos and the confusion. God turned my life around and he told me, Steve, I need you to go back out there into the community and help our people. And I told God, no. I said, I'm out there. What's up, Dave? I told God, I said, no. But he told me who can better help our people than you. So understand I come from it. And I was delivered from it. A day at a time, y'all. 32 years. I can't believe it. 32 years. I have not picked up in 32 years. That's why I do what I do, y'all. I know the struggle. I know the fight. I know the battle. And I'm not talking to you that don't give a hell, okay? Because you can take your sophisticated ass and just stay to the side. I watch how y'all down our own people. And that goes to show me where your self-esteem is at. Where you at as a human being. When you turn around and you degrade your own people. Now, I'm going to share this. Because in the process of my walk through the community, I had to get to know who's doing what in the community. What's up, OG? I had to get to know. As a community activist or community organizer, I had to get to know what programs in the community that's doing the work to build back up in the communities. For you who like to sit back and just run off at your mouth. Now, what I'm going to do, watch this. Because I said I'm going to pull it out. These are people still, right now to this day, and I'm talking about 33 individuals with programs in Baltimore City. Y'all tell Trump this. You do not send an army in to try to dominate something and override the people that's on the ground. You don't do that. And for a lot of y'all to think that's cute, that's not cute. Because I'm sitting up here thinking about the lives that can be lost. Because some people is not going to go down without a fight. And the first thing y'all might say, well, it ain't me. That's them. And that's so true. But that's a selfish and self-centered, ignorant thing from y'all. And yes, if you don't like it, you can call me. So I'm only sharing this because when I come up on anybody's live stream on TikTok, and a lot of y'all watching me, I'm going to come up and I'm going to share my personal experience. And if you don't want to hear it, I have no problem in dropping. None. All right. I have no problem. I have my own damn talk show. Y'all over here on TikTok, you basically stuck with TikTok. I'm restreaming it 6 other platforms while we talking, and TikTok is number 7 on my phone. I'm over here on my iPad doing my live stream broadcasts. And guess what? It's being seen all around the world. All around the world. Maxwell Harris is in Africa. Anytime you see him up here, he's watching me from Africa. And when I get my monthly statement, it'll tell me what area watches me the most, mainly in America. I'm connected with the UK. So they can see me from my Facebook page over in the UK. I might not have a lot of people responding to my stuff, but I was told never pay attention to the viewers, Steve. Yeah, I was told that years ago. But guess what? Anytime you're doing something positive and you have people in other countries and other cities and they want to do some of the things you're doing, and they want to do some of the things you're doing, that's why I do what I do, because I can connect with other cities and doing what we do, just to let them know what we're doing here. You might have somebody trying to do a program over there. You might have somebody trying to do a program here. A big look, I'm working with the youth over here. I can go about doing this, doing that. And they'll reach back out to me, they'll inbox me. That's what they'll do. So I'm not stopping. I'm not coming on here and I got one box right there. Sometimes I might bring somebody up, sometimes I might not, because I'm not for the rhetoric. I'm not for the bull crap. And I'm just talking about me. All right. I ain't for all that chaos and confusion that y'all like to bring onto your platforms, because that has your numbers goes up and all that. I watch all that bull junk. Y'all watch how we cut each other down and degrade each other, and that's how you get paid. I see all that crap. I'm not for that shit. And if y'all don't like me cussing, keep moving. I'm speaking the word. It might not be the language y'all want to hear, but I'm speaking the word. God is his word. Whether you cursing or not, it's the word. It all depends on how you use it. Because we can take the word and use it in a negative way. But the word is the word is the word. And I found that out too through my research. The word is the word is the word. The word of God. God is his word. So if a person is cussing, they still using the word of God. But it's how they putting it. That's what I was reading about. All right, well, let me get back to this. Now, being in the community, doing the work that I do, these are programs in Baltimore City. These are people that I got to know throughout the years, and they're still doing it. So Van Brooks, right? He mentors young men. Now he might be doing females too. He might be doing girls too. But I know he's a mentor for young men, right? Has a nice program. Van Brooks. Now, I don't have his address, so if I put out a name, look up the names. You can always search the name. Google their names. He's in a wheelchair. I think he used to play football back in the days, right? And something happened to him, so he ended up in a wheelchair. And I had communicated with him a while back. But then we got Damon Cooper. Damon Cooper has a program called Phenomenal. He used to work with the mayor's office, and this was a nonprofit that he was doing, but now he turned it into an LLC. Van Brooks. I was coming for our politicians hard, to Sean and David. Van Brooks was the one that told me don't be so hard on them. They doing the best they can. So people like this, I've been trying to keep up with. So he's considered as a life coach, and I know he worked with our young men. I know that point blank. Like I said, he might be doing the women, the females too now. All right. Then we got Joe Gamble. Joe Gamble is an ex-football player. Joe, I want to make sure I say it right because I kept saying Joe. And he was located at the YMCA on Drew Hill. But these are people that I have been following for years now, y'all. Then we got Mayo Alfonso. He's a mentor. He has a mentoring program too in Baltimore City. And I know he worked with the young men. But lately, he's been working with the girls too. I'm sorry. Because I'm trying to, the young adults, okay? Now, from what I've seen with Mayo lately, looks like he worked with them a little bit younger too. And when I say it, I'm talking about like 8 on up to 12, somewhere along that line. Now, some of them do, some of them don't work with them that young. But Mayo, Alfonso, these are people. Now, I'm throwing the names at you that have programs in Baltimore City. They just don't tell y'all. They don't want you to know. Then we got Umar Boxing, right there on North and Drew Hill. He works with the young men. Books before hooks. Some of y'all in Baltimore City know about him. Some of y'all in Baltimore City might not know about him. All right? Then we have Munir. And I pronounce his name wrong every time, but it's Munir. This young man is bad. He build houses. He do all of this type of stuff. He works with a lot of young men. And he's on Facebook, and I'm always complimenting him. I did not know, and I know he didn't build this goddamn house himself. That sucker look good. But he got a house he's selling for $640,000. Now, y'all know that's not in Baltimore City. I said, this man making money. And the name of his business is called Core Building. He got 3 girls, too. 3 young ones. And he do karate, he do exercise. They do, too. Boxing and all that, they do, too. He's teaching his babies very well. But he works with our young men. I am so amazed at him. I'm like, wow. And him and I, when it comes to fighting for our people, we on the same path. But I think he more of a Trump lover. No, no, but my man, he do what he do. He do what he do. He think what Trump is doing is a great thing. I'm like, damn lie. But that's some people with it, And I mean, they had their reasons. He do. Because he is about cleaning stuff up. I just don't like the way which name coming about it. Okay. All right. And that's Munir. He has a workforce development program. Right? And it's Core Building. So please, in Baltimore City, right? I'm throwing the names at you. Google the names. Then you got Lisa Moloch. She mentors men and women too. And most of the people that Lisa worked with, she worked with our young adults. I can tell you all that right now. Most of the females or the guys that I see her with, They are, they might be young mothers too, but she works more with that type of group, you know. And Lisa do some awesome work around Baltimore City too. She used to get these lunches to give back to the community, well, to feed the community. At 5 o'clock, I would go, whatever she had left, if she didn't get rid of it, because she had to find a way to dump it, but I would get it and I would take it and give it back to the community. And you talking about a lot of stuff. Whatever she wasn't able to give out that day, I would come that evening and we would load it on a truck. And I would go around to Fulton and North. And then I would go around to Fulton and North. Then I would go to Pennsylvania North. And then I would work my way down to Uptons. And whatever I got left, I used to bring east. And I was doing this with Lisa 1 year. I don't know if she's still doing it now because a lot of them will get grant money for certain things, or they get certain, like the Maryland Food Bank might work with them with food, right? And what I do, if they don't get rid of so much, I'll come and I'll get it and I'll deliver it, mainly when it comes to giving it back out to senior citizens, buildings, and stuff like that. That's what I do as far as with the white box truck. That's why I asked y'all to help me. But Lisa does that. Then we got Cherie Rogers, standing strong. Then we have Kim Trueheart up at the Recreation Center, up off of near Forest Park. Then we have I put on here Stephen Copeland Jr. Youth Center, Sports and Talent. The goal with me is to open up a few multi-purpose centers around in Baltimore City. So my program will be based around like music, art, theater, dance, and stuff like that. So a lot of people that work with our youth, I try to see, do they have programs in there like that, right? So that's what the Stephen Copeland Jr. Sports and Talent program is about. My son is a soccer player. His goal is to be a professional soccer player. So basically, our goal is to implement soccer, lacrosse, a lot of the sports that inner city children are not being introduced to. Now, a lot of your children that's more like in the counties or in the conservative areas, their kids play these games. I mean, sports. But it's not to say your child might not be interested in playing this. So the goal is getting a field where we can do this type of stuff. So all of this is implemented into my housing program with the wraparound services, because you have to provide something, Trump, for our children to do, to keep them busy, to keep them occupied. Then we have, after that, we have We, Ours, Us, mentoring. Now, Dr. Hall, right, is a member of mine, is a church member of mine. Now, what he does, he walked with We, Ours, Us. I remember when they first started that years ago. This is a group of men that's going into the communities, building and encouraging our men, mainly our men, but they'll do the same with the women too. Is building back up in the community. Then we got Janet Graham. Janet Graham worked with the returning citizens. What Tashawn is talking about. Janet Graham worked with the returning citizens, and not only just the adults, she worked with teenagers too. And y'all have to understand this: when you working with people that's coming out of prison, a lot of them need housing. Even with the youth, a lot of the youth that's coming out of prison, you have a lot of homeless youth out there that need housing. But the thing is, a lot of them is not pointed in the right direction where these programs are at for the help. So that's why you see them out there running buck wild. Tell Trump that for me, please, because he might not know. Um, 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 then we got Michael. Michael worked with the youth too. Now I don't have no more information on Mike other than that, but I'm trying to share with y'all some of the people that's doing some great work in Baltimore City. Okay. Now, me and Mike did come together to do some stuff with the youth. Now he cut grass and he do all that. He do all of that. So he does that with the youth. He bring them together. So then we got B Moore's Real Team Talk. For a lot of y'all that don't know, I promote. That is my talk show as well for our teens. For our teens, I have a guy. His name is Maurice Thomas. He lives up in Yonkers, New York. He has about 8 programs that he actually does with the youth. He used to be an actor. So what he do, he train them, he teaches them, the ones that wants to dance, the ones that want to do theater, the ones that wants to do music. He helps them along the way. I have a cousin that comes on here, right? And his name is Corey Copeland. And he does music too. He know him very well. I met Maurice because I seen him with DMX and Russell Simmons up in Yonkers, New York, and I sent him a message to ask him, dude, is they traveling from city to city? Because I wanted him to come here and help me get some stuff straight up in here. So him and I have been connected ever since then. This is Wendy Williams' cousin. We've been connected ever since then. So when that time comes for me to go into that area as well, it's just working my way over there. That's when I will call him and say, hey, I need you to come on. He don't just have about 8 centers in both, down in Yonkers, New York, spread it around. He got one overseas. And I forgot where he said it was at. I was going to say France, but I forgot where he said it was at. This man is doing some stuff. And his name is Maurice Thomas. It's people like that that knows people like our old rappers and our newer rappers, actors and stuff like that. I want them, people like that, I want them to connect me with people like Oprah Winfrey that won't mind donating money back. I'm sitting up here looking at Monique. And I'm like, well, Monique's supposed to got this $40 million. $50 million. So my thing is, Monique is from Baltimore. I need your help, Monique. And it's a couple of more of them. And Angel from Baltimore. She a basketball player. I think she might have retired now, but still, my thing is these people got millions. I need you to invest back in Baltimore with me. But I need somebody that knows them to let them know, Mr. Copeland doing such and such and such. He needs y'all to come back. This your city. Then we got Curlin White. Then we got Shelly. Curlin works with a lot of the youth too. Okay? Then we got Shelly Stefani. He's up Emerson. And his thing is he worked with fathers and children. But he's up Emerson. He's doing some great work up Emerson. Then you got Kenny Eben that basically works in that area. But most of these people that I'm talking about, they work with the youth. Then we got DJ Steve, which I haven't heard from Steve in a while. Tashawn. We got Rodell Hall. Chef Rodell. Why I got Rodell Hall with the lacrosse in Curl Park? No, that's somebody, but yeah, he does. Why I got him with that? Because that's somebody else. But why did I got Rodell Hall right there? DJ Steve. Now, Rodell Hall, he works with the girls playing basketball. And he's a chef in Baltimore City. You don't hear a lot about them because a lot of them do not, like I'm doing now. They don't come on to promote a lot of their stuff. but they are doing some great work in the community. I am the bald head, big mouth dude, excuse me, that will come and share these things with y'all. Then we got Dr. Andre Humphrey, which is with the trauma response team in Baltimore City. He does a lot of great work in the city with the trauma response team. Then we got Pastor Shannon Wright. I sent some stuff over to TikTok. I might have sent it over to Facebook too. Pastor Shannon Wright was running for mayor in Baltimore City. She was running on a Republican ticket. That's why when y'all get into this, Democrat that, Republican this, Republican that, the thing is y'all need to get to know people for yourself. Know them on a personal note, not just based around their political affiliation. Because they have certain rules and laws that they have to follow, the constitutional rights. Some of them create stuff that can benefit the public, and some of them create stuff that can really hurt the people. Then we got Bishop John Carrington. Then we got Bishop Jerome Stokes. That's my pastor at CR Ministry. One thing I love about him, he's a teacher. Another thing I love about him, he have no problem coming out in the community. He have none. And he's hands-on with his members. That's what I love about my pastor. If you got an issue or whatever and you need to talk with him, he don't mind, if he's able to reach you, be there for you. Because now understand, I'm in a big church, mega church. So that's why we have a lot of the ministries that we have. When it comes to the community, when it comes to marriage, basically every and anything. That's why when you have mega churches, they tend to have different ministries to cover the needs of the people, the community. So if you in a church and your church is not doing that, because the church belongs to the people, not the pastor. That's why a lot of y'all get it confused. It's a non-profit, but it belongs to the community, not that one individual. Okay? So sometimes get to understand stuff for yourself, because people will feed you some very, very, very poor, sick information. The church is just a place for us to go and worship and fellowship. And I'm only sharing that wait a minute. Somebody just sent me a message. Did she call me first? Did I miss her call? And I'm sorry, y'all, because I wanted to get this in real quick, because I know people don't normally watch the whole video. All right, they might watch a little bit of this, catch the end of that. And what I used to tell people, like when you sitting at home or you cleaning up, you doing this, you doing that, just put the video on and let it play as you do what you do, because you can listen. Some stuff I say y'all just not going to get. some stuff I say, some people just not going to care about. You know, um, it's sad that we we just won't come together to a degree, and it's very disappointing to me. But I have a couple of more names. I just mentioned my pastor, Bishop Jerome Stokes. Giovanni Patterson is another awesome man that works with our people now. Giovanni Patterson is a Republican. Shannon Wright is a Republican. Now, Christopher Anderson is a Republican. Don Cox is a Republican. And I got to know these people on a personal note. And once you learn where their hearts is at, and it's not based around Trump, okay? They're based around what's best for the people. And they know that's what Steve Copeland at. I do not get caught up into Trump like a lot of y'all do. Because it's not about his politics, it's about his best interest for the American people. Trump, if you watch him, he does what tends to suit him. It's all about him. And if you are a selfish and self-centered person yourself, and you are a very closed-minded person yourself, you can relate to him when it comes to, say, your low to moderate, poor people and your homeless people. And I got to go there because, number one, a lot of your tax money and my tax money, we put that money in. Even business people like Donald Trump had to pay taxes too. So his tax money go into the treasury funds, right? It goes into the funds to be able to help, you know, deal with a lot of the stuff, programs, buildings, whatever we might need to better serve the people, right? The money goes back into this. That's why they raise taxes on certain things, because the money's supposed to go back. It starts from here and it goes down like this. That's how you help take care of the American people. Mainly the ones, keep in mind, if you are working and you are productive and you don't have to worry about SNAP, you don't have to worry about medical assistance, you don't have to worry about housing, you don't have to worry about that stuff. This doesn't apply to your ass. And I wanted to say it like that. I wanted to say it because some people is in that selfish and self-centered mode. And I want you to see it in a different way. It's people that need our help. I wish some of y'all can come. Come and sit with me. When somebody come into my housing program and they want help, and I'm sitting there like this, and they like this trying to talk to me. I'm like, no, raise your head. Look me in my face. Because they have a tendency. I got people that come in, they like this. And they trying to, them doing the intake, but they doing it because their self-esteem is down. And I tell them, no, stop. You can look at me. Look me in my eyes. You don't have to look away. I wish some of y'all can come and sit with me and hear them talk about, like, they might be running from grape. A lady, Tashawn, reached out to me today and said she's trying to get away from an abusive relationship. She said, "Can you help me?" I gave her Coco number. I said, "Call Coco." And then I told her, I said, "Look, make sure you call me back to let me know what happened." And I'm only saying this, right, because we got a lot of houses. If she's trying to escape, I want to let her know. Don't you let that person know where you at. But these are the type. Trump don't sit down with people like this. The National Guard don't sit down with people like this. When you got a husband that fell on hard times, and he reaching out to another man to help him with him and his family. Now he coming and he's sitting with me. I gotta call him king. I gotta, cause he already feeling down and out because of where he at. And now I gotta ask another man to help me. Help me, help me, help them. So my thing is I gotta say stuff to let them know it's okay. But a lot of y'all don't deal with that. And you don't have to because it's not for you. So when I sit back, right, for a lot of y'all, when I sit back and I say, can y'all donate to this? Can y'all donate towards the housing program? Y'all got to understand a lot of people that's asking for help don't have money to come straight in. Some of y'all got money. You can help me. Anything you do, you can help me to help them. Some people don't have that money right then and there to come in. And in some cases, some don't get enough. I'm probably one of the cheapest ones with my housing program. But I can't knock nobody else for their prices. I can't. Because there's some people that can afford that 900. Some people can afford that 1100 just for a room. And it all depends on the area. If you in the county or you in a middle class conservative area and you want to rent some rooms for 1100, 1200, it's not like smug infested and stuff like that, and people can go and live a real comfortable life for the part-time thing. They'll pay for it if they can, if they got the finances like that. Because some of them can't get because of their criminal background when they do their background checks. Some of them can't get a decent place that they can afford. So I get them type of phone calls too. Is it any way you can help me? So now I had to deal, I'm reaching out to landlords because I don't want you to judge them according to their background check. That's a form of discrimination. But they got that right. If they dealing with HUD housing, they have that right to use that against you. But my goal is try to overlook it. And some of them will. They might turn around and charge you. I don't even want them to charge you double security. But now, if we working with people that get SSI, SSDI, and TCA, they cannot. They cannot. Those are not the people that you want to have like, what is it, three show you like it used to be four, like pay stubs, right? Of the prices, like what you make in a week. You gotta be making whatever you getting in that house. If it's 1,500, if it's 1,200, you gotta show 3 times that amount because they want to make sure one of your checks will cover that amount of the rent. Real simple. They done moved away from 4 to now they're doing 3. So they're giving you a break with that. Just show me you have 3 times the amount. I'm like, when you dealing with somebody with SSI, SSDI, their money is limited. So why would you even say something like that with them? Now, if you say you have like funding, like you working with HUD housing, right? And you got Section 8 vouchers. Then you have low income vouchers. My goal, and now I'm gonna have to do it personally myself, right? Is to get with housing to find out what type of programs that they have that will help you get into some of these places. Some of them, because you have to have that illness, that sickness, or that disability. Thank you, God. You have to have disability to that degree where you can get into, and I'm looking at like these senior citizen places where you can get into some of these apartments and don't have to pay at all. But 9 times out of 10, those that get into these type of housing program apartments, they are the ones that's going to need home services and all that to help them make it through. So it's more like assisted living. You get me? That's all. You might be independent, but not at the capacity of say like 100%. So you might be more like, I'm gonna say 60%. I'm just saying, right? Incapacity, you know, to be able to take care of yourself, but you might need somebody there to actually help feed you, wash, you know, take care of you and stuff like that. So that's where the medical assistant parts come in at. That's where the home services come in at. And see, if you come into my housing program, the goal is to have all of this prepared. But still, it would be more like a temporary thing, and then moving you forward to a permanent place of your own. But now, what I was going to do down at the building with certain people, I was going to assign somebody to them to help them, you know. So it was all being set up to be able to feed them and everything. I had people tell me like certain other companies will bring food in for them, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We was looking at other options to make sure that the people that couldn't move about like normal would get the proper help. And I'm not trying to be smart, Miss Deborah. If you looking, you cut into all that, baby. You cut into all that. That's why I said I want my own building. I have no problem in leasing it. But then that's all it is with you and I. As long as I pay you your rent every month, you don't have no right to come over here into what I do. Because number one, if I'm in your building, I'm going to take care of it and everything. I know me. I know me. And then when I ask you, or I say to you, well, this need done, that need done, then you're going to point the finger to the owner and all this type of stuff. I'm renting this under you. No matter what, if you rent this building, you still have to maintain the maintenance on it. I was trying to take the weight off of it. All of a sudden, I became this no good, sorry, this and that. You know, I'm like, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not your man, baby. I'm not your man. This is supposed to be business. All this other bull junk, I don't know. Cut that out. And I'm going to just tell you this. A lot of women have a tendency of doing it. I'm a very, 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 I can say, powerful, strong, independent man. My mom did a great job with me from a young age. My mother, I was cooking and cleaning at 10. And I asked my mother, I said, why did you put all of this responsibility on me as a child? But by this time I was a little bit older. And I asked her that. And she said, because you are the most responsible one. And as my kids start coming along, I said I will not do that to them. I will not put adult responsibilities on my kids. I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was shopping, and when I say I had to make sure the gas and electric was paid, I had to make sure the stuff was paid, because my mother taught me. So I was like mimicking everything she was doing. We would go to market, we had food stamps out the yang yang, so we might end up with 2 shopping carts and all this type of stuff. So my mother taught me, and I still to this day, I watch my mother cook Sunday dinners. If my mother put, I'm gonna say pig feet on, we had fried chicken. If my mother did hog mugs and chilies, we had fried chicken. If my mother did ham and all that type of stuff, we had fried chicken. Macaroni and cheese, collard greens, whatever, cabbage, whatever. Hog mugs, pigtails. I mean, hog mugs, chillings. What is that? Oxtails. Well, I'm trying to think of pigtails because I haven't ate that stuff in years, right? Um, Look, I be joking and playing, right? Because I'm a diabetic. So I tell people, I say, if you want to be a diabetic, let me cook for you. Because we ate, I'm talking about with the soul food type of stuff we grew up with. And I'm going to tell you, I used to cook Thanksgiving and Christmas the same way. Every year I would cook the dinner myself, and it would wear me out. It got to the point I stopped. And the lady told me, she said, don't stop it. She said, what you do, you get others to bring dishes. And I was like, thank you, because I didn't think about that. So during the holidays now, to keep the family together, everybody would bring a dish now. Now that I'm older, they forgot who I am. I'm talking about my family. They forgot who I am. All right, excuse me. So now, be honest with you, I understand when a lot of people get old after you raise your own family and kids and nieces and nephews, and they abandon you, and you keep doing everything you can to keep the family together. And I know they looking, but they trying to act like I'm their problem. I'm not your problem. I did what Barbara Jean taught me, and y'all are living well, all of y'all. I'm so proud of you. I'm telling you. And from time to time, I look, as long as y'all ain't calling me with this and that and this and that, I know y'all okay. And that's the way I look at it. I know y'all surviving. I know y'all doing okay. And then most of all, when I look at it, like with my children and with my nieces and nephews, I raised y'all tails. So I know y'all doing great. I know y'all doing great. Because I'm doing great. And I only gave back to y'all what my mother, your grandmother, taught me. Even with my oldest brothers during that time. Used to run to Jessup, used to run to Hagerstown and all that stuff. I was young. But guess what? That's family. That's family. My brothers taught me. My brothers taught me never let your right hand know what your left hand doing. And Abdul, I don't know if you looking or not, but I remember it was either you or Ronald told me never let your left hand know what your right hand doing. So when you go out there to do something, go by yourself. Cause that way you ain't got nobody to tell on you. You ain't got nobody to tell on you. Cause you're doing it by yourself. And that's the stuff I was taught. Hey, Rachel, I was listening to you last night, baby. I was listening to you last night. I said, listen to my girl. Listen. I know you ain't no joke, Rachel. That's why I had to say that. You know, I've been watching you for the longest time, and I know you speak your truth. You come with it more conservative. But yeah, I had tuned in a little bit, Rachel. I'm listening to y'all speak last night, and sometimes I do pop in because I know you speak truth in your own way. You get me? And we all do. We all do. Like some people might look at me as this ignorant, big mouth, black dude, and you can. But the thing that you miss, I believe in fighting for the rights of our people, and I realize a lot of people don't like it. It's not that y'all don't like it. Let me correct that. It takes a lot of courage. I'm telling you, it takes a lot of courage and confidence to step up to the plate, mainly when it comes to politics. It takes a lot. Um, Frankie, I see you said Jesus never celebrated his birthday. Just Google it. You know, I'm not deep like that. You know, as far as certain things, I'm not. Some of y'all, I'm telling you, some of y'all got some beautiful information. Please don't take it wrong. That's hey Frank, that's too much damn information for me. Some of y'all have some great, and I'm talking about like the research y'all might do back in our history and stuff like that. And be honest, when I first started in my, I'm gonna say religious walk or spiritual journey, I used to do a lot of research, deep stuff. But you know how you go one way, Frank, and you discover stuff this way, then you might go over that way, then you come back this way, because it's steady, stuff is just steady opening up. Now, I'm gonna just say this because the reason why I see what you said. Jesus never celebrated his birthday, and I got you with that. But I'm gonna just say, as a lover and follower of Jesus Christ, what I had to do, Frankie, I went in Philippians and I started reading about his character, right? Being loving, being kind, being considerate, being thoughtful. And I started looking at that. So now, be honest with you, even though I know that Christ was a melanated man, I'm not getting all twisted into that. But when I look at it and I look at the character, when I look at the human being, and then when I look at the time where he flipped the table over in the synagogue, I said, oh my God. That's when I realized he was human because he had got mad. He got mad. So now a lot of that other stuff outside of what I'm saying, I don't even pay a lot of attention to it no more. I don't. Because my goal is to take the information that I am learning or I have learned and apply it right now to help improve our people's lives. So if you know what his mission was all about and you know what his purpose was all about, and this is not based around a color, it's not based around just black and white. I'm looking at your service. I'm looking at how when Christ came here and he came into the city, that's why a lot of people don't get it. He came into the city to embrace his lost generation of people. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but what is you actually doing with it? Because it's a message in it all. It's a message. So what are you actually doing? So if you have any connection with Christ, any, if you have any connection with him, and you understand the human being, and we talking about his character, we talking about the man as a whole, And then we talking about the apostles who didn't even know him, but they trust him enough to come follow him. But the mission was for the lost generation. The mission. And I'm going to tell you what Trump did. Because remember I said the mission. Trump mentioned the black, poor communities and the homeless people. Those are the people Christ came here to save, to deliver, because they the lost generation. So when he targets them personally, that's not what Christ is about. He's about building character and helping people. But when you bring in the National Guard to control and dominate them, that's not what Jesus Christ is about. So any of y'all that feel as though he did a great job, no, he didn't. Then again, let me back up. To clean up stuff is fine. Don't get it wrong. But you already got people on the ground. So what you do, because you personally is not on the ground yourself, you don't even know what it is to go without and not to have. You don't know. Your children don't know. You and your family live in a whole dynamic. But when you put your foot on the necks of the people that need a lot of these programs that you talking about defunding, education, housing, SNAP, Medicaid, who you helping? Who are you really helping? And please don't let me go to make America great again. You got a man that filed bankruptcy 6 times. Do y'all know why he filed bankruptcy? Because people trusted him with their money to invest it. And he wasn't successful with investment. So he filed bankruptcy so he wouldn't have to pay them back. And he did it 6 times. Because you know why I can say that? Because I'm looking for people to invest in my business. And because of people like him who take people money, and I know it probably wasn't his intention to screw it up, you know what I mean? But it didn't turn out the way he thought it was going to be. So what he did, and we talking about a billionaire with money, he filed bankruptcy so he would not have to pay them back personally. Do y'all get it? He can keep his money. They done lost their investment with him. So it'll make somebody like me who need people like that to help with the housing program. Be like, look, I don't mind helping you, but I didn't invest the $200 million in Trump, and Trump done messed up I ain't get my money back. I'm just blowing it out of proportion. But some of that, yeah. And then on top of that, he's a billionaire. Most billionaires, for tax write-off purposes, they take that money and send it into like programs like mine. That's helping the homeless and less fortunate people. Yeah. Ask the Arnolds. John and Laura Arnold. And other investors like that. Bill Gates and them. Because y'all know we got about $5 billionaires, and I'm looking at the ones that's like hundreds of billions, right? But we have about 5. Look it up. Billionaires that don't pay taxes. The reason why they don't pay taxes, because their investment is poured back into the community, so it's basically a tax write-off for them because they're giving it back. Yeah. Now Trump might not be there financially, which he should. I'm talking about his business to invest back into communities that need that funding the most. But this man talking about cutting. We talking about a billionaire himself. He talking about cutting funding. He talking about cutting programs. When I drove the tractor trailer, I wasn't on food stamps. My health plan came through my job and my wife's job. So I put my wife and my kids on mine. My family. And when it got to the point me and my wife separated, they went on hers. They still stayed on mine to a degree, but they went on hers. Because eventually I had to retire. But keep in mind, you got your elderlies, you got your veterans, you have your people that's disabled. And he's talking about cutting programs for them. Now they wondering how they going to survive. And y'all over there, like, they need to go get jobs. And I'd be like, what is wrong with these goddamn people? But see, you can say that when those things you don't have to rely on. You get me? Now he's talking about Section 8. Right? Want people to be on Section 8, well, no longer than 2 years. Now, that's a great idea. But now, you have to put programs in place. This where we come in at again. Because when you got somebody, say like their rent on a house might be $1,500. What you do, those the type of people you might have to get into career-minded jobs. So once you work with them with Section 8, you have to let them know that in order for you to be able, because you're going to cover it, you're going to help cover it, maybe up to those 2 years. But now we're giving you 2 years. Remember y'all was saying that. We're giving you 2 years to improve your life financially and stuff like that so that you can cover this rent personally by yourself. Now, for a lot of y'all that's not really thinking, when you get a house that's in the county, Section 8 will pay for that. And that house is worth about, say, $2,500 because the person just trying to pay their mortgage on it, right? And you rent that house, you're actually, through Section 8, is paying that mortgage on that house. That's why you have a lot of poor people with no structure that will end up moving into county houses. Beautiful houses. And you be like, how the heck they can afford this, blah, blah, blah. Because Section 8 covers most of it. Now, the person that's renting the property, they might have moved into a better, bigger place, or they might have downsized, but they got the house. And they're using it to make money off of it. You get me? So that's why for a lot of y'all that don't really understand, a lot of the inner city people end up moving into the counties. A lot of them are covered under Section 8 or low to moderate income housing. This is how the landlords get paid for their expensive properties. But with what we do, and a lot of y'all was saying it, but you have to understand how to guide them to the programs. Just don't run off at your mouth. If you know certain programs that helping people to improve their lives, call it out. Yeah, go to Michael Jackson doing this and that, or go to such and such and such, such. Mainly if you know what's in your community or your neighborhood. I mean, yeah, your community. Because a lot of people don't know. They don't know. And a lot of people that I work with that's homeless and they can call around. They will call. I'm on Google. You can look me up. They will call a lot of these places to look for housing and nobody answer the phone. And they'll call me and they be like, wow, I done called about 5 other places. You the only one answered your phone. And I'll bust out laughing because I get it all the time. But now, because it's been coming a lot, I get emails. Tashawn get emails. Tashawn get phone calls. Phyllis get it. Wanda gets it. Because people calling us like crazy. And be honest with y'all, the sad part about it, we have to turn people away. Because of what's going on right now. But the blessing is, I can't leave it right there. Thank you, Coco. Thank you, Sam. And I wanted to mention Sam. But I have to talk with Sam on a personal note to see how many houses he had, how many houses he have available. Because Sam is a realtor too. And he has a lot of properties. And see, my thing is, when you come to me, I am not. If you got that ghetto mentality and you're not willing to change that type of stuff, I can't work with that. I don't want to do you like that. But if you're not willing to change, and if you got children not being smart, and you practicing that ghetto mentality, you need to get some I was gonna say some professional help, but that too. But you need to get some help to change that. Because your children is watching. So if you acting like a clown, your children, and you got young, beautiful daughters, or you have young, prosperous sons, and they see you acting like a fool, you think they're not gonna take on that? Do you really? And then you gonna wonder why they out there doing what they doing? And if you the type of female and you sleeping with this person, that person, this person, that one, then you got a 10 or 11 or 12 or 13-year-old and you wonder why they doing certain things, who they getting it from? Who they getting it from? Because if they know you out there doing it, mama is a hoe, what you think they gonna do? Because they gonna think that's the right thing to do. So a lot of y'all, and I'm not trying to be smart, because I'm talking to my brothers and sisters, mainly the sisters. When you come over here to Uncle Steve, when you come over here to Pop, for business-wise, because that's the way I'll take you on, then I had to remind myself, dude, they not family. But look, seriously, that's just love. That's just love. I get sick and tired of people, mainly because of the way I come. I get sick and tired of y'all judging me. You'll judge me for what I say out my mouth. You'll judge me for the way I look and act and what I wear, what I got on. But you won't judge me according to the work that I'm doing. And be honest with you, they go to show me how sick y'all is. It ain't got nothing to do with me. When I sit up here and I tell y'all as a deacon what I do as a deacon, when I sit up here and I tell y'all what I do as a community activist, what I do as a community outreach coordinator, what I do as a homeless advocate, what I do as a human rights advocate, basically what I'm telling you, this is what I do. I give back my life to help build back up in our community, and y'all will find a way to find every evil, nasty thing to say about me. And it's not the white man. It's not the white man. And y'all kill me with that. I just want us to come together and do what's right by each other. Stop this bull crap. That's why a lot of our politicians, our local leaders, can do what the hell they want to us, because we will not do this and they know it. That's why they treat us like this. And it ain't just the white man. That's why you have the haves and the have-nots. If you don't have it, you ain't sure in their eyesight. And we talking about material stuff. They don't judge according to the character. You can be a loving, caring, kind, considerate individual, but poor as all outdoors, but you ain't crap to them. Come at me like that. Come at me like that. I will eat your ass up. You can call it ghetto all you want when I say out my mouth. That means my courage, my confidence, my boldness, my arrogance, if you want to put it like that. I had to grow in these areas. But y'all will turn around and flip it into a negative thing. It's called courage. It's called confidence. It's called standing on your integrity. It's called morals. It's called values. It's called principles. And if you watch me cry, it's called being a crybaby. I can tell you who I am point blank. I don't need you. He's emotionally unbalanced. No, when I was emotionally unbalanced, I came like this. I ain't no problem whooping your butt. But am I doing it today? No, he's not. Because I used to carry the pew-pew. I used to carry the sawed-off. I used to carry one of those bamboo sticks. You know, with the blade on it about that big, about that long, and the little handle, the bamboos. I used to carry it, and I had no problem swinging it on you. Thank God I didn't hurt nobody. I was 15 years old. This guy stuck our house up. Boom. Boom. Something said, do it again. I thank God. Nothing came out of that. Nobody lost their life. And when I looked down the street, I looked at the corner store. Thank God wasn't nobody standing out there. I don't never want to live like that again. Never. So my goal with all of that I'm saying, with our younger generation, right, is to help them understand, and the older ones too, that you can come out of a certain lifestyle and become a productive member of society. You can. And I'm gonna tell y'all don't have to like me. You don't have to love me. You don't have to agree with what I do. You don't have to. But what I do, a lot of that stuff I lived through. A lot of that stuff I have experienced. And that's what I use. My knowledge, my wisdom, my experience from making mistakes and learning from the mistakes. Some of y'all are very good with like certain habits you might have had and just leaving stuff alone. Everybody is not like that. Some people need people to encourage them and motivate them and help them come out of that hole. You might be one of them real simple type people, see stuff and be like, hey, I'm gonna just stop. And I admire that. But everybody is not there. Just like everybody don't want the help. I'm telling you, I get sick and tired of that. And I got people, right, because I don't do a lot of stuff other people do, but they will turn around and badmouth me to the utmost. Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah, he did. He's a scammer. He did. And these are people that I done dealt with. No, I'm not like that. No, I'm not like that. And they will find a way to say something negative about me behind my back. Because if you say it in my face, I'm gonna pull you up. Because I'm gonna say, cut that bull junk out. You know I ain't like that. Because you can't dominate me. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mainly the females. And you know what I'm talking about, because I done dealt with y'all throughout the years. And just because you can't dictate my life the way some of the weak men might be in your life, y'all don't like it. And you know, if you looking, you know what I'm talking about. You ain't got to do that. My thing is just keep doing what you're doing. I'm not trying to step in. And if any of y'all walk with me, I have never told y'all how to do your stuff. If you ask me to come in and help with this and help with that, Steve gonna come in. And I like structure. I don't like sloppy. I don't like sloppy. And I don't like a lot of that he said, she said, that said. Keep it to your freaking selves. Stop throwing me in it. And if you want to know anything about Steve Copeland, that's all you got to do is call me. My number's on my Google page. My number's on my stuff. Call me. But don't call me with Steve. Somebody said, if someone said, if I didn't say it, don't say it. It's that. It's that. I'm telling you, if I didn't say it, say it. My housing program is independent. I don't take your money card. I don't take your food stamps. The goal is to teach you how to be responsible with those things. If you don't know how to budget and all this type of stuff. So if y'all hear somebody say some bull crap like that, they're damn lying. Okay. I don't take people cards. Now, you come in, if you don't have like clothing or you don't have food, we can get those things for you. If you don't have like soap, deodorant, stuff like that, if you don't have it, I have no problem buying it for you. If we don't get it donated, I have none. Because when you first come in, a lot of people come in where they don't have a lot. All right. So how in the hell? And share this with your friends. Facebook. Why am I gonna sit up here and call myself taking something from somebody that don't have anything? My house is not my housing program is not set up like assisted living where I'm gonna take your whatever money you get each month. I got your card. Whatever food stamps you get, I got your food stamp card. That's not the way I do things. Facebook, Baltimore City. I want to make that real clear. So anybody that tells y'all Steve taking this, Steve taking that, keep in mind they're freaking lying. They are lying. Anytime you come in to my housing program, you have to sign up for the mental health program because I know how important it is to get the proper assistance that you need mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I do not play games with that. Now, for me, as a Christian man, as a follower and a lover of Jesus Christ, and I feel like this: if I start stealing, if I start manipulating our people, if I start taking from our people and my conscience, a lot of people have them, but they don't pay attention. My conscience, watch this, watch what I say. My conscience, which is the Holy Spirit, will eat my butt up. If I start robbing and stealing and taking from our people, my conscience, like, Steve, you know you was wrong. That wasn't right. I'll be like, wait a minute, who said that? And a lot of y'all be hearing that, but you still take. I can only talk about me, but I can't understand how a lot of you God-fearing, loving people can sit back and rob and steal and take from the people and still praise God. It will eat me up inside. Now I'm talking about me. I can't talk about you because you might know how to justify that behavior and make it right. I'm just talking about Stephen Lavelle Copeland Sr. I can't do it because my conscience will eat me up. So whatever lies y'all want to go and tell on me, that's what they are. I'm very well connected with the Spirit. I just wanted to get that across. Okay? I just wanted to tell you. I'm serious. It will eat my butt up. I won't even sleep good. I'll be rolling and twisting and turning. Well, I can't sleep. And the same with this. If I do anything wrong, y'all, and you know how you might feel uncomfortable about something, and you might be like, okay, why I'm feeling like this? What's going on? So you do evaluation, right? And if I feel like I owe you, if I did something wrong, or I said something wrong, and I feel like I owe you an apology, I'm going to apologize. Once God revealed that to me, I'm going to apologize for the role I played. You get me? So once he make it clear to me, Steve, you need to go back and apologize to which girl? Well, God, what did I do or say to which girl? Well, matter of fact, you was just a little bit too loud. But you need to go and apologize back. Tell which girl. Which girl, I apologize for any harm I might have brought to you, baby girl. You know I love you. You know I love you. And that's what I would do because that's how God works with me. I I can't say that about a lot of y'all because that's your relationship, that's your connection. And whatever you do in life, that's on you. But I'm only saying it because I see my baby witch girl right there. But and Noel came through too. But anytime, and I'm saying it, if you tell me, because I might not see it straight out, but if you tell me that I might have said something or did something to hurt you, and I don't, and I wasn't aware, but you bring it to my attention, I am going to apologize because I can only apologize for what the role I play and how you respond to whatever. That's on you. But that's the stuff that I've learned in life, and I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this, right? Because of my spiritual connection. I'm not talking about my religious beliefs and doctrine and teaching. I'm talking about my spiritual connection. And what I do on top of that too, I'm no different than y'all. When I did my ancestry.com, I have to follow my mother's um, genealogy. So it took me back to my grandfather, then his father, then his father, which was a white man, right? My great great grandmother did not come from Africa. Okay. Now, it might have started, and I'm going to tell y'all something too, and I don't like to interfere with people believe, but I was reading something where they took American people from America and brought them back and said they was from Africa. So do your research. And I guarantee you somebody else can say, yup, I read that too. So what I understood about a lot of that, and I'm gonna go back to 1619. I was listening to this professor the other day, and I sent it to Facebook. He was talking about some stuff that happened in 1591, and I looked it up. I think he said the war of 1591. Here it go right here. There it go right there. 1591. Slavery. 1591. Look. Now, a lot of y'all know this, right? Because of your research and a lot of the great information like y'all discovered. That's why I said I'm not deep with all of that. A lot of y'all just, ooh, y'all do. Ooh, I be like, huh? But, and I copied this. It say, all right, the 1591 war between Morocco and I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, right? But y'all know what I'm trying to say. And Senghar Empire, while not primarily focused on slavery, and involved the capture and enslavement of people, particularly after the Moroccan victory. See how we go to 1619 and we talk about 1619 when they brought the slaves over. This is 1591. The war triggered by Morocco need for resources in Senghar. Now, I'm gonna say this because I'm going to read across of it. They went, and this American people, the goal was to get people to actually work the land for basically nothing. Y'all would kill me when let me stop. All right. The war triggered by Morocco's need for resources and Senegal's internal strife led to Moroccan army's conquest of major Signa cities. This conquest resulted in the enslavement of Senghar citizens and scholars, with some being taken as captive back to Marco. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, because I forgot where it came from, but matter of fact, it was on TikTok, because TikTok puts a lot of information out. And what I have a tendency of doing when they put information out about cities that was taken over and all of that, or I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say like when we look at the Black Wall Street, it was a lot of cities that was taken down like that black people created for themselves. It's just communities, like you know. And once they begin to grow, you know who stepped in and kind of destroyed it. They come in and they try to wreak havoc. But now keep in mind, times have changed. Times have changed. You got certain people that will study this type of stuff. They will read this type of stuff, and they'll try to practice it in the here and now because they gathered information. All right. Now, mind y'all, I did not know about this because we know about 1619. But then I'm going to tell you, even though 1619, they supposed to brought the Africans over here, right? For to actually work the lands for free. It was black people already here. It was black people already here working the farms and everything. Read up on your stuff. It was black people already here. You even had black farmers that owned slaves. Because the point of using the people like that was for cheap labor. And everybody that worked the lands or the farms back then wasn't black. It was white poor people too, because they needed money. So those are the ones that they used. And if you look at it, even though they kidnapped some from Africa, so they say that they kidnapped them from Africa, right? Um, and the reason why I just said that word, so they say, is because you got to understand the Africans wasn't speaking English. You might have had some, but now it was an article that came out where it talked about it was some American people that they actually took from America and brought them back and said they was from Africa. I said, what the heck? Because to me, you don't know. You don't really know. I wasn't living during that time, right? But it's just some of the stuff that we discover. I'm like, wow. But look. Now it's a professor that talked about this, and I sent it over to my Facebook page. But not only that, I Googled it. And I'm gonna tell you, once you Google something, if you're not satisfied with that, that's all you got to do is go to fact check or go to Snoop. And it's another one of those sites out there that tends to verify certain information. From they got to do research on it, y'all. If you have not lived to see it with your own two eyes, you don't really know whether it's true or not. They can say it's factual or it's fictional, but they can say it's factual. You know what I mean? But if you have not, and I'm 63, so I'm saying anything beyond that or behind, I didn't experience it personally for myself, so I don't even know if it's true or not. But I'll be like, okay, sounds reasonable to me because I don't know. But y'all are diehard. Y'all will. Well, see, they said. So I'm only saying what this is reporting right here, and it talks about resulting in the enslavement of Senghar citizens and scholars, with some being taken as captives back to Morocco. All right. Here's a more detailed breakdown. So what I did, I screenshot this and I sent it over to myself. Then it talks about in 1591, the Moroccan army, equipped with firearms, invaded the Senegal Empire, which had been weakened by internal conflicts and secession dispute. The Moroccans seeking gold, the Moroccans seeking gold and other resources aim to conquer the empire. So a lot of times you will have one country will go and try to overthrow another country just because of the materials that they have in there. So y'all might not see it, but when you see somebody like Trump, And then you know Trump works a lot about billionaires and all that. Y'all got to understand, they deal with a lot of other foreign countries. You know, that's how they develop their money to become like that 200 billionaire, that 20 billionaire. I'm just using that as examples, y'all, to get the money that they make and they profit. Now, understand, just because a person like Elon Musk and I'm gonna say his corporation as a whole might be worth $400 billion. That is the work that they could be doing as far as a whole, as a corporation. But Elon Musk could personally, pocket wise or bank wise, he could only be worth about 10 billion. Now I'm just using it as an example. Do not get it wrong. It's his business adventures and what he do, you know, that makes them look more. And I'm looking at even with Bill Gates and the rest of them, you know, it's the work or the corporation as a whole. And they have other companies that have invested in their business. That's why it's considered as a corporation. You have investors that believe in your product. That's why Trump runs stuff the way he do, because everybody needs to keep in mind, and he made it real clear. He made it clear. He said that I'm not a politician. I am a businessman that happened to run for president. He said it out his mouth. So the reason why I'm saying that, because I have to understand that he does not have a degree in political science. But the point is, he understands how to run a business. So he practiced some of those behaviors here. If they sit up here and say stuff about his so-called successful rates, right? You might hear people talk about some of the businesses that he failed with. Then you got the university that he failed with, you know, and y'all will turn around and justify everything that make the failures that he did look right. But now we talking about a person that's greedy. We talking about a person whose life is all about him. Then check this out. I'm looking at his son. His son 20 years old, right? How much time do he spend with his son? Then he got a beautiful wife, about 50 something years old. How much time do he spend with his wife? So y'all want to talk about a family man. What family is he actually taking care of? So my thing is, check this out. Now y'all want to talk about Obama. But Obama, you would see him active with his wife. You just didn't see him active with his wife. You seen him active with his daughters. But y'all would sit back and try to find negative stuff to cut him down. But then you got a man that walks alone. Nothing outside of him matters. Y'all don't see that, do you? As a human being myself, as a man myself, as a father myself, I know how important it is. I can only imagine how that young man feels, because his father is here, but his father is not a part of his life. Somebody sent me something too. Now, this 1591, the Moroccans faces forces led by Judea Pasha, uh, decisively defeated the synagogue army at the battle of Tunbud. Now, basically, this guy, an old professor, talking about this, but it's talking about taking control, basically, of the melanated, the black people, right? He said more white people know about this than the black people. He was talking about how he did he did, you know how they do the things at colleges and stuff like that. And he spoke about this, but he said more white people understand this than us. And while the this say slavery in the region, right? And I'm back at 1591. While the war itself wasn't solely about slavery, the practice was already present in the region. Thus, I'm a synagogue empire, like many other West African societies. Oops, did I just say that? West African society, right? Utilized, utilized enslaved people in various roles, including agriculture, craft production, and even as advisors. The war further fueled the slave trade as captives were taken and sold. And we focus just on 1619. Now, I'm going to take you personally back to Exodus. When God told God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh. Pharaohs, it wasn't just one individual, right? It was like people of authority. And in modern time, it was more like your politicians. Okay? It was people that wanted to control the Israelites. The Israelites, and you read it for yourself, was beginning to outgrow them. And whenever you prosper in life and you begin to outgrow circumstances, certain situations, they will step in to start shutting it down. Did not Pharaoh give the midwives, told the midwives, the firstborn sons, take them down, right? Unalive. Now, mind you, I did not realize, and I'm just talking about in today, but once I read that, I began to see what's happening amongst us, right? So I understand the point of God removing them to a safer place. They had to get away from Pharaoh and his people. So God removed them from that place. The same way with what's happening in DC. Y'all might not see it. Some of us see it. Taking advantage of certain population of people. So what they did, they said they will arrest them. They had to remove them out of there. And the ones that didn't find nowhere to go, they did offer help for them. But most importantly, y'all didn't understand. The Supreme Courts passed the law, not Trump, that homeless people that's sleeping out in public like that can be fined or even arrested. He's only repeating what the Supreme Court said. But his goal is to protect the people. So if you don't see the connection, so as time begin to go on, now, you have a lot of our young men, melanated, that's taking each other down. At one point, and I'm going to say it, whether you like it or not, it was the white man that was coming into the inner city, taking a lot of our young men out. What's such as I said that, Steve? It was a lot of white men. But what started happening, I'm speaking on Baltimore City, the more we began to take each other out, they began to back up. It was a setup. See, you prepare certain things. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. When God told Moses, go tell Pharaoh now, I said, let my people go. The point was, they was beginning to outgrow them. You got a lot of young men today, when they get to that point that they can, experiment and stuff like that, they can make babies. So what you start doing, you start wiping them out. So they won't go make the babies. And then men are warriors. They're powerful. They're strong. So I'm looking at a lot of this from what I started seeing there. I'm looking at a lot of this that's happening now. And I hope I didn't confuse nobody in the sense of what I'm saying, right? Because God started showing me this. And not only he started showing me this, the goal is to come up with ways and means to slow it down. We already know they set up. We already know where the smug's coming from. We already know where the pew-pews coming from. And not only pew-pews like this, it's a lot of young men out there with this. But now, how are they able to get this? They come on trains, they come on planes, they come on boats to be poured back in those areas. This is what I said, Steve. I said in the next 10 years, and I'm just speaking of Baltimore City, the melanated or the black inner city young men or communities basically gonna be wiped out or reduced. It's going to be reduced. I said in the next 10 years because of what's going on. Then I looked at it again and I said the next 5. If we do not basically educate our people, if we do not create ways and means, intervention programs, stuff like that, if we do not educate our people and let them know the programs that's already in the inner city, some of them don't know. Some of them don't know. And then the sad part about it, I didn't realize this till my buddy Chip told me. Yeah, what's up? I didn't know till my buddy Chip told me. I was over. If I can get it, come on, please come back to my mind. I was up near Poplar Grove in Emerson, and I don't know if them apartments still over there or not, but he told me. He said he had told this girl that don't let her son go to that store right there. Now they're on one side of the street. If he stepped over in that other block, they would take him out. But see, I didn't know they was doing that. As far as you stepping out of one territory into another people area territory. Now I'm driving tractor trailers. And my thing is, I ain't got no problem with stopping at a corner store, jumping out the tractor trailer, going in there and buy something. Right? When he said that, I was like, "Huh?" But just the same way where he was telling me, and I'm trying to get the street to pop in my head. No, we cannot talk about no goddamn Asian girls. Stop playing. Rashid. If I don't pronounce your name right, I apologize. He gonna come on my live talking about, can we talk about Asian girls? I don't know nothing about no daggone Asian girls. That's all I know about black girls. But but what I didn't know a lot of this was happening, y'all. I did not know. And certain areas that had recreation centers in it, and some of them had to travel down to the one on Bentlow, Steve, the one on Bentlow, at that center right there, and they walking from that their area down to there. He was telling me how a lot of people, when when you hear about a lot of young men, and I'm on to live because they came into other gangs' territories and didn't know, and a lot of them was taken down. I was like, wow, wow. So I'm just saying this to help us understand the work, the consistent work. Because a lot of this stuff, and I'll say this. I'm going to say this, Baltimore City. I'm going to say this, right? Brandon Scott and them done a goddamn going good job. I was coming for Brandon Scott, but like crazy, and our other politicians and stuff, right? About the murder rate and all this type of stuff. What? I ain't messing with you. Talking about no, yeah, bro, cat orange, what whistling. I ain't messing with you. I only think you speak English. So look, cause somebody over here on my stream, you better stop, bro. That's all right. I got something for you, cause you trying to block. You're black, bro. I don't play that. I'm trying to delete your stuff you sending over here. I don't play that. You block. Add to block or restrain. Get you off here with that bull jump. Stop playing with me. So see, he didn't just do me off. Hmm. And on TikTok, I need y'all to go look at some of my little clips because I've been posting stuff, and that's stuff that throughout the years, right? The work, and I wanted to make that clear. Okay, thank you. It's coming back now. I can say this personally. I am really proud of what Westmore is doing, Governor Westmore. I'm really proud of what that you is so retarded. That's probably Devin. Stop. Probably Devin. Um, coming into my bull jump. You can keep popping up all you want. I will keep deleting you and blocking you so you can create all the pages you want to. Talking about some goddamn going Asian girls. You better go and play with yourself. Stop playing on here. But look, they have, and I'm just saying, Ivan Bates, Brandon Scott, nobody been mentioning Anthony Brown. That's our wait a minute. I want to make sure I tell it right. State's Attorney General, somewhere along that line, trying to get his title back. But what I love about them, man, mainly Anthony Brown, because I said I got to get to meet him. So what I love about Anthony Brown, when I heard him talk about solutions, I was like, oh my God, because I don't hear too many politicians talking about that. Then, as far as Ivan Bates, now I helped Ivan Bates twice. When he first ran, I used to invite him out to some of our community events to talk with the people, but I did not know at that time he was a defense attorney. I had seen him around, but I didn't actually know his profession, knew what his profession was. I just knew he was talking about doing some work in the community. So those are the people that I kind of gravitated to. So when he ran for state's attorney, I would invite him to the community meetings that we would have so he can talk with the people, you know. Now, I did not know it was the prisoners that helped me to understand. Some of them said that Ivan Bates had defended them, and they had some major charges. They said he good, man. Ivan Bates good. He got me off of this. He got me off of that, right? And they was talking about, and he gonna be a good district attorney too, as far as with his work. And I said district attorney, yeah, state's attorney. So they told that they was the ones that helped me to see, even though he switched from defense attorney to now crucifying your butt. And they told me, they said he gonna be good with it. He said, because if you breaking the laws, you doing what you doing. Their whole goal, right? If you're breaking the law, by right, you do the crime. That's what I was trying to get to. You gonna do the time. And a lot of y'all is committing crimes that you do not want to do the time for, because their goal is to be destructive but don't get caught. And that's what I try to help people understand. It's like a drive. It's like a drive that some people have to do wrong. It's pleasure in it. Because when you out there and you doing certain things, the goal is not to get caught. Point blank. But then you got some that's out there, got cameras everywhere. And you going out there, committing these crimes, you doing certain things, and you expect not to get caught? And then when you get caught, you want to turn around and blame them because of what you did. And that's how I had to talk to some of our young men. Because some of them will go out there, man, I'm going to take them down and do this and that. And then my thing is, you're going to go to the big house. But the goal is to throw it in their face, right? Just to let them think. That's all. Let them think, Uncle's right. Because you gotta wake them up. Uncle's right. And then I ask them this: you got children? Because you got children and you're in their life, but you coming out and you doing a little hustle, right? But you got children. Who gonna take care of your kids while you in there? And not only just take care of your kids while you're in there, your girl might get with somebody that might hurt your kids. Understand what I'm saying? So who's there to protect your kids? And these are things, family, that I have to say to our young men sometimes to wake them up. But you gotta point the reality of life with them. You know what I said? Point. You gotta share the reality. I know you love your children. I know you love your girl. You out here, you doing this. You trying to make the ends meet to help her. Do what she do. Because we talk about this. I talk about this with some of our young men. But then you have to let them know. You don't want to beat them up. You don't want to make them feel bad, but just let them know, hey, when you're ready to come up out of this, I know like programs, workforce development programs. I know where you can go and improve your life financially, where you can make a decent living, earn a decent living the right way, where you can take care of your family. I did it. Even when I was hustling, I made sure my family was straight. I had to keep my family. My family, like to, I'm talking about our young ones. They wasn't really seeing what we was doing because we sheltered them. So I understand a lot of that, and they can relate when you come from that, and they be like, "Yeah, he know how it is. OG know how it is. Unc know how it is." And I say this because I'm like I said, I'm looking at how we was fighting for the eye in the sky. It did come. They let it go. So I'm looking at all the work throughout the years that we have tried to get programs in the city to help reduce a lot of the stuff throughout the years. But guess what? Even though they didn't do it then, they're starting to implement in their own special way a lot of that now. Y'all probably never paid attention. Ivan Bates wanted the plane here in Baltimore City again. Him, Archie, and it looked like some sheriffs or something like that from the county stuff, right? I don't know why they was there when they did a news conference. The goal was talking about bringing that plane back, and I ain't hear no more about it after that. But Ivan Bates know that plane worked because Ivan Bates, me and him talked, and he told me, and I know he don't mind me sharing this. Um, it was a guy that got into some trouble with the police back in 2000, I think 16, and Ivan Bates used that information from the plane to get him. I always pronounce it wrong. Dishonorated, right? And the guy, from what I understand, well, I ain't gonna go too deep into it because this was years ago, and I can only tell y'all, he reached out to Ross McNutt, got that video or that information, and he was able to get this guy dishonored. So he know the plane works. It's just, I was reading what you wrote, Steve. It's just, Baltimore City have a way of doing their own thing. Um, so now I'm looking at certain things. I'm looking at how with the opioid or the overdose thing. Can I say that TikTok? Um, that happened on Penn North, and a lot of y'all don't know we was fighting that. We was fighting for safe consumption sites, just in case their stuff had the poison in it that was laced with, that would take them out. So we fought for that bill, but guess what? I was telling my director, I said, we need to have a site right there where the library is at. 1515, I don't even know if 1515 right there still. But in that spot right there, like where people can go and use their smugs, right? And if it was laced with the poison, it was a team to bring them back. And like I told y'all, uh, Congress re- rejected that bill. And guess what? Congress rejected the bill, but they over there now because of what happened with the stuff they put out in the community. And not only that, the mayor. received 460 million to treat that. So a lot of, say, substance abuse programs, stuff like that, that's giving out people stuff that's not really helping them, but feeding them steady that poison, they're gonna get their money. They're gonna get the money, and they're gonna still feed them whatever them pills is. You got people that's coming off of certain programs because of and I feel like blocking TikTok right now. I feel like sending something up to block them. But you got some people that's into Turning Point, if y'all understand what I'm saying, with Turning Point TikTok, with Turning Point and what they give them. And from what I'm understanding, um, what's happening, they giving them something else to help them wean off of the old stuff that's causing them to even get away from that. People were telling me it is harder for them to stop that other stuff and smash to stop that because of it's just harder to get off now. But that wasn't their intention, but this is what happened. And that's when pharmaceutical get in the way. When pharmaceutical get in the way, they want people to sell their product, their product. So guess what? You have a lot of, and I'm trying to make sure I say it right, recovery treatment centers that's starting to give them pharmaceutical product. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. And because I am a recovering addict, I do not agree with a lot of that. I do not. But there's so many people that's working in that area, and they know what a lot of their um, the people that they work for, they know that a lot of it is just causing a lot of our people to become more caught up. And be honest, I don't see how y'all can do it. I can't. I was sharing that with Kenny. Kenny said, I don't go for none of that. Even though y'all working with these companies like that, that don't mean you have to, agree with them poisoning our people still. But that's y'all paycheck. That's where you at. And I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm. And I'm looking at a lot of our old seasoned people that been caught up for like 30, 20, 30 years, and you look at them and say like they was vibrant. You look at them and they look like zombies. They looking like zombies. Looking like they don't have no life in them. And I'm gonna get ready to get off. Now, but I was trying to tell y'all too, and like I said, I'm gonna close this out. Um, I communicate with back and forth with the ACLU, right? And remember, I was sharing with y'all about the ACLU. Because they fight against our politicians too. It's an organization. It's a you went above and beyond for your fellow Marylanders this year. Not only did you contact legislation, add your name to action alters alerts. Add your name to action alerts. Participant in bird dugging. Attend rallies. Show up for Lobby Day and advocate in Annapolis. But you were also fully committed this session to create a better Maryland. Let's be honest, while we didn't get everything we wanted this time, we are still so proud of you and your engagement. Now, physically, I cannot be with them to right now to, walk and march and protest and rally. You get me? But this is American Civil Liberty Union, right? And they fight not just for the blacks, and that's what I want y'all to understand. Black people is not the only people that suffer. So the ACLU, they fight for your civil rights, your equal rights, and your constitutional rights. Yes. Now, I'm gonna say it because it's so many immigrants and migrants, right? That's coming across the border. It's so many that is causing us a lot. So I understand about Trump deporting them, the ones that's here illegally. But keep in mind that ACLU is right there on the borderline because some people, people do have the rights to come in and become American citizens. So the ACLU is there fighting for them as well. Then you have the Center for Popular Democracy. They do the same things. So it's not just geared to the black race of people. You know, you have the Jewish community. Every ethnic group have their issues. So a lot of times when y'all hear me say our people, when I say our people, I'm talking about people as a whole. But then when it comes to our people, which is probably what I'm gonna say 90%. I'm just using that as an example, right? You damn right I'm standing up for our people. But now, what I realized in the fight and the stuff that I do, it's not just black people. It's not, you know, and it's not just white people that's discriminating against the blacks. It's black people too. Because y'all got to understand, we got black billionaires too. Hundreds of millionaires, got hundreds of millions, close to billions. And the whole point of everything is to control and dominate whomever they can. It's like a game. Now, when they send me stuff, of course you want the details, and we have you covered. We have some highlights below. So check out the full report on our website for all the ins and outs. Now, the reason why I, I I'm interested in the ACLU is because now they fought against us from getting the eye in the sky. They fought not to have it here because they felt like it was violating your privacy, right? So y'all know me, and I spoke out. But now I did not know until I was over the prison that the ACLU is actually a union for the prisoners as well. I did not know that the prisoners have a union that fights for their rights too. Now, if you read up certain things, it will tell you that once you are in prison, you have lost your liberty. That's not true. That's not true. And if you don't know, you'll believe. But as human beings, they, even though they committed crimes to get where they at, they still have rights as human beings. We might call them animals, we might label them in certain ways, but they do have rights. And I didn't understand that until I was arrested. I mean, until I was over there. Now, American Civil Liberty Union is the ACLU. Then you have the American Disability Act. They are part of, they in the prison as well. And they come in to make sure, because I was in the medical part of it, American Disability Act. So by me being in the hospital because of my foot and everything, I became disabled because I could not go back into population. So mind you, I thank God that because of who I am and what I do, I got to know these people. I even met someone that like was from the board of the prison board, that's on the prison board, right? They over top of the warden. I even met the warden. It was a female warden at that time when I was over there. So I mean, to y'all, it might just be, he just run off in his mouth. He this, he that. But you, because of what I do, you have to learn who's who. You get me? And listen to everything I'm sharing right here. Y'all should understand this man is very involved in certain things to make the city a better place. And I'm not by myself. I'm not by myself. When I talk, it's just that for me, by me having my talk show and everything, and I gotta fix it where I can get my 10, I can invite up to 10 people on my talk show. And I gotta get it up and running like that. So when I do, say like if I come on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I can have them on my broadcast network where we can talk about certain things. People that can better educate the community. And I'm not sitting here by myself. I'll have people here. And when I go live, say like if I'm sitting in the studio and I have 3 or 4 people in the studio with me, we can put them up on the screen too. And that's the goal with a lot of this. So I just want to say this again. When it comes to trying to do certain things in the city, stuff like that, that's where my heart at. Sometimes that mess wears me down, y'all. Sometimes I need y'all to build me up, feed me spiritually and all that. And then I'm getting to the point right now, just because I might have to rest myself. It's like, all right, Steve, don't go on TikTok, don't do this, don't do that. Then I had to just lay here in peace. And I know there's a lot of y'all scared as hell. I know you're scared, because sometimes I be scared. I'm telling you, I don't know who me mentioning Trump's name, I don't know, they might try to say, well, Mr. Copeland want to do this. You're a damn lie. My thing with all of that is, and I'm looking at make America great again. If you're going to make America great again, and I'm talking about the Republicans, if you're going to make America great again, stop with your chaos and confusion. Y'all are so backwards. Y'all are some backwards people. You talking about making America great again, but you bashing and coming up against other. I mean, the Republicans, Democrats, and y'all just bashing and bringing this all this chaos and confusion. Whatever's happening today, y'all will go back to when Obama was president. Y'all will go back when Bill Clinton was president. Y'all will go back when the Bushes was president. We talking about now. We are talking about now. And y'all will go back and bring stuff in today that ain't got nothing to do with really anything. Well, when Obama was here, Obama did that and that. Or Bill Clinton, that. I'm like, what? I'm surprised a lot of y'all went, well, when Abraham Lincoln, what the that got to do with now? Well, John Hanson, when he's the first black president from Virginia. I'm like, okay. That was a whole different time frame. And y'all will go and pick that stuff out to try to make it right for now. Trying to throw everything off. Well, I feel like I'm getting sleepy. So, I love y'all. And I thank y'all. I prayed. I prayed to ask the Creator. My goal is not to hurt and harm anyone. I know some of y'all might look at me as this ghetto. That's your bull crap if you do. That's your bull jump. There ain't nothing ghetto about Steve Copeland. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, look at my man Sean. I'm telling you now. So you the fourth. I'm running to represent Maryland's 41st district, and I need your support. Wait a minute. I thought you just became Maryland State Delegate, legislative district. So you running again? Because I was getting ready to say, Sean, I thought you just. Now I'm on my LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. And a lot of y'all don't know what LinkedIn is. You have a lot of business people and stuff like that, people with businesses and all that on LinkedIn. So Donnie Morton, which is Donnie Glover, he's on LinkedIn. Join us for an unfiltered conversation on the latest Baltimore County politics. We'll dive into the 2026 election. And see, this is where I go ahead to keep up with a lot of the stuff that's going on. You will know who's doing what, where. Now, what is it? Mia Young, business leader and recruiter, developing financial professionals, retirement specialists, mentoring agents to launch independent outlets. Let's connect to build legacy, wealth, and impact through financial services. And this is where I go at, and I post a lot of my own stuff on here, right? Just like they be doing just to let them know the things that I'm doing, in the city, in the community. And once again, a lot of the people on here on LinkedIn, I know personally. Strengthen the Community, LLC, the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope program. Community activist, community organizer, homeless advocate, and human rights advocate, fighting for the democracy of our people. The FACE organization. Now, the last one I posted on there. Hey LinkedIn family, hey LinkedIn family and friends. I'm in the process of relocating my temporary to permanent housing clients. I'm working with Hope Realtor out of DC. She has property in Baltimore City. Now we're doing, now we're still doing rooms for rent. The clients now have a better chance in transitioning into a permanent home. Clients that's in the Salvation Army pathway. Remember, I shared that with y'all. Okay. We he where that come from? We providing housing for them as well. I'm talking about individuals, men and women, mothers with children. St. Vincent de Paul has a program that helps with housing assistance. Now this is the catcher. You have to sign up for our professional wraparound services. Our goal, mission, and purpose is using our licensed and certified professionals and working to change the quality of your life. And these services can take up to 18 to 24 months, right? This is what was told to me. It might take a longer time, Steve, with women and children because you got to break that habit. So we got y'all. We got y'all. We're talking about, okay, in the process of you being in the program, we're talking about educational programs, workforce development programs, and creative new life skills. We know and understand that some old habits and lifestyles are hard to overcome. The individuals and families have to be willing to make those critical decisions. The programs like Salvation Army, Pathway, and so many others would love to walk with you through this journey. I'm honored and amazed at my two new housing components. Hope Realty, Miss Coco of DC, and Living, Imperial Home Living, Mr. Kevin Snowden of Baltimore. Now, when I post stuff like this, and I do have, I see you going down now. Now, I post this over to LinkedIn, you know, and what a lot of them do, some will reach back out to me because they might have similar programs that they're doing. Some of them will reach out to me like to encourage me and motivate me and, keep doing what you're doing. And I be invited to seminars and things like that online now. There's some great people over here, y'all. There's some great, great people. Some great people. And then, like I said, I'm on YouTube. So I'll try to get people to like support what we're doing, stuff like that. What are you doing? Oh, that's the video from yesterday. And my followers See, y'all see this. This is on. This is on. Where is you at, Tashawn? This is on YouTube. So a lot of the stuff I'll break down and I'll send it over to YouTube. I went from one spot to another spot in the hospital, so I wasn't able to make it. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just same stuff here. It's just I spread them out because you never know who needs to hear what you're saying. So that's why when I hear people say Facebook ain't for everything and blah blah blah, and to a degree, you know, I understand if that's how you feel, but you never know what a person might be going through, and they use social media like, you know, just to interact with others. They private. Some people disabled. They can't get out. See, I learned all of this through the process. You never know who's listening. You never know. You never know who might need your help. You never know. When I sit up here and I get emotional, certain things might hit me. And look, I know for me, and that's not a sign of weakness. And y'all need to understand that. You need to understand that. Like y'all tell her, yeah, he caught up in his feelings and emotions. Oh, yes, I am. That goes to show you I'm human. Don't try to come at me with something negative because I'll flip it on you. Because guess what? You might not be in a certain space that somebody else might be in, but then when your turn comes, you can't see yourself. But when you emotionally caught up or mentally caught up, you know, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually caught up with certain things, when your turn comes, because I realize a lot of people can't see themselves. See, you looking at me and you can label me, but you'll turn around and you'll do the same thing because you can't see yourself. You don't like, God dang, I truly understand where he was going. So that's why certain things I don't tell people. Yeah, you caught up in your feelings and emotions. Damn right. They mine. They mine. And if I cry, guess what? I'm still Steve Copeland. 63-year-old crybaby. A man that might yell and scream. And the reason why I yell and scream, that's a powerful move. That's that warrior. That is that fighter. When you see me come from here, and go there, that's the warrior. I rares up. I rear up.
Well, you don't really have to act like that or come like that.
No, that's for you, baby. I done prayed not to go there a lot of times, right? But I have to be honest with me. That's part of my war zone. I will raise up on you. I will raise, and my mouth is my biggest weapon. It's my mouth. And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I have to tell myself, shut up, Steve. Just shut up. You ain't gotta say nothing. But you ain't gotta say nothing. Shut up. Because I talk a lot. I already know you ain't even gotta tell me. But you'll sit back and say, you talk too much, you this and that. I'll be like, didn't I just tell you I talk a lot?
Yeah.
Well, why are you trying to remind me? I talk a lot. I go. I take a little thing like this and do it all like that. Sometimes I had to catch myself right and say, Steve, bring it back down, bring it back down, bring it back down, leave it alone, leave it alone. I had to tell myself little stuff like that. Because if not, I'll go all around the mulberry bush. And it's simple. Like, why are you do all that. It's either yes or no. But look, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get better with not going all around the mulberry bush. I don't know when, but I'm trying to get better with not doing it. So if you don't want to have a serious conversation with me, and then I might go hit in certain areas and say, Steve, just keep it simple, bro. Please keep it simple. So I'm gonna get ready to get off. Cause my restream, I need a stand for my lab, for my I had one at the office, down at the building. I think I did buy a stand for this, but I need a stand for this. So when I plug it in, cause my battery start running low about 3 hours, cause that's what it's doing. I can only come on this for about 3 hours. So I'm gonna say this again. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Baltimore City mainly. Um, this is my city. I don't plan on going nowhere. I don't. Move out of Baltimore City. You might run into something even worse than what you got here. So, that's the second time it popped in. I got 85% on this. So, that's the goal of working with our people. Sometimes. And it booted back up. I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here because she just dropped and came back up.